back in September of 22, I took made a list of everything, from spots on the face to the white skinny hair to just everything on my body. And I've been keeping a list and tracking it, and I just see improvements. But it was about March that I noticed that everything was improving. Before QHS and before the QT wave, I was waking up in the middle of the night, having to shake it because it was numb and it was hurting. And I have no problems with it at all now.
Hey, Roxanne, thanks so much for coming to spend time with me today.
Thank you, Tracy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Aw, well, I am so looking forward to having you share your story. So can you start off by telling us a little bit about how you were feeling prior to coming to QHS?
I'm one of those that has always been healthy. And so I didn't have a lot of things that were wrong with me other than, I figured everything was due to aging. And so probably one of my biggest things was that my blood pressure was exceedingly high. And then the other thing that I often experienced was lower back pain.
Okay. And when you say exceedingly high, what does that look like?
Well, it was between 145 and 160 over 90 to 100.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's high.
Yeah, pretty high.
And then when did you get your device?
I joined QHS in March of 22, but I didn't get my device until, what was that? September of 22. So it took about 6 months.
6 months. And then what did you notice?
Immediately nothing. So I'm one of those, it's like, okay, I need to prove this. So I decided I was going to go ahead and get my own independent MSA evaluation done by a local provider in Boise, which is near where I live. And so I was pleasantly surprised.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, I didn't go until November because I've been joining all the meetings, the Q&As, and listening to what was going on. And I thought, I need to prove that this is working for me. So I went and I had my first test done. And then on my second test, which was done in January, I went from stressed and weakened in nearly every single organ to more than 50% in the balanced, and most of them just in the yellow area, which is considered stressed. Significant improvement. Yeah.
And what about your blood pressure?
Well, let's just say that it now averages in the 110s over 70s.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, no problems with it at all. I think it seems like it was at about 5 months that I really started to notice everything that was improving. When I first started back in September of 22, I took made a list of everything, from spots on the face to the white skinny hair to just everything on my body. And I've been keeping a list and tracking it, and I just see improvements. But it was about March that I noticed that everything was improving.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you just trusted the process and you knew that eventually you'd get there. And so from September to March, what's that, about 7 months?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6 months.
Okay. And so you were like, okay, what about your low back pain?
It's gone.
Wow. How long were you suffering with it?
Probably 20, 30 years. I used to go to the chiropractor at least once a month, usually about every 3 weeks. I haven't been back since March.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. And I'm a really active person. I work in the garden. I've got 1.5 acres. I've got chickens. I've got my garden. I've got my weeds. And so I'm the one that does all the work around here. And no problem at all. I can get it all done.
Oh, nice. Anything else?
Well, I've got a list, but one of the other things is I was contemplating having carpal tunnel surgery done on my left hand. I had it done on my right hand about 5 years ago. And I was still waking up before QHS and before the QT wave. I was waking up in the middle of the night, having to shake it because it was numb and it was hurting. And I have no problems with it at all now.
Wow,
So,
that's
no operation on
significant.
this hand. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And then I used to have what I would attribute to growing older, you know, the popping in the knuckles, the pain, the cramping, probably a pre-arthritis condition type of thing. And every single finger on my hands is fixed except for one now. So I'm just waiting for that last one to stop.
Wow. These are all significant changes.
They are, you know, I'm not one to sit there and think, oh, I'm sick, I'm ill. It's like, this is what life dealt me. I'm not gonna, you know, have any problems with it. I'll just deal with it. And so it isn't until things go away that you really notice how much really was happening.
Mm-hmm. And then also you attributed it to just normal aging. So now it makes me think, well, is it really part of normal aging? If now you're still the same age, but it's not here right now.
That's right. I'm almost 70 years old. And it's like, you know, I attributed it to aging.
Dang, girl, you look amazing. You do not even look that. No
Oh,
way.
thank you. Thank you. If you saw some of my older pictures before, it was like dull complexion, a lot more wrinkles. And so now I've got nice shiny skin and the wrinkles are slowly going away.
So that's something you've noticed from the QT wave.
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's a big bonus.
It is a big bonus. And I can't wait until we go through the other machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at your list and I would love for you to talk more about other things. Like, what is MVP?
Mitral valve prolapse. I was
Okay.
born with a heart condition, a murmur, and then mitral valve prolapse. And so they told me at 40 that the worst thing that could happen is I'll need to have an operation. So, you know, and again, my attitude is, well, if it happens, it happens. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. And I used to have where it felt like my blood pressure was going up through my neck and it would just beat, and then I would have irregular heartbeat. It's gone.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that happened to me. I used to get irregular heartbeats from working out, and I haven't had one since I got my device. That's fun.
It's great to see that. And you know, the report that I did from the MSA, which is the same thing that Darlene had, shows a significant improvement in heart muscle and heart valve.
Well, there you go.
That's a
big conclusion, right? So I love comparing the MSA reports with your subjective findings, or is that objective? I'm not even sure. But what you're noticing personally compared to the reports and then matching those two, finding that correlation, because I think that it just signifies how those MSA reports are so accurate.
I think they're very accurate. Yeah, they measure when you go into one of the providers, they measure it through your fingertips and through your toes. And they say it's as good as blood. So I think it's even better because it can measure more areas.
Yeah. I actually sent Darlene hair, urine, fingernails, and saliva. And she did all of mine, and I'm almost all in the green.
Yeah. So, it feels good. It feels really good to see that.
Yes.
It confirms.
For sure. So I'm also interested in your memory, the bladder, balance, teeth. Can you talk more about that?
I can do every single one of those. Yeah. Okay. So memory is a work in progress. For the most part, I'm good. I remember everything, but you know, occasionally I forget that name or that word. It's not as pronounced as it used to be. So that's one of the good things. As far as the bladder, I used to have overactive bladder, and I use that word used to because I can. And I have a little experience that I had when I was driving home from where I go shopping, which is about 45 minutes away because I live way out in the country. There's no place to stop if you have to use the restroom. And there was one day where it was getting pretty severe, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to find a place to go to the bathroom, relieve myself. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take my QTWE device. I'm going to put it on my bladder while I'm driving. And all of the urgent urge to have to urinate was gone. I don't have to get up now as much in the middle of the night, although I still am getting up. I don't sleep well yet. I'm waiting for that to happen. But that was super exciting because I remember trips to Disneyland and stuff, and I always had to scope out where all the bathrooms were.
Oh, wow. That's frightening.
It is.
Yeah. Did you ever see my video I made about sleep?
No.
Okay. So go on the YouTube and then search up in like the videos, just search up sleep. It's one of the hug videos. I did a whole video on how to sleep better.
Okay, I will.
So yeah, some of those tips might help, I would hope, especially the teeth. So I think it's the best.
Good.
And then what about your teeth?
I had some deep pockets in the molar area, and the deep pockets are gone. I also had an area of discoloration where I had a root canal done in the front, and the discoloration is almost all gone. So it's gone from gray back to pink.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if that tooth is alive again.
Good question. It's going to be. At some point in time, it's going to be.
Yeah, for sure. And then last, tell me about your darker hair.
Oh, if I could show you, it doesn't do justice here. I have very thin white hair with pink scalp. That's the way I describe it. And it is growing back. If you look at me from the backside, it looks like I have a really bad dye job because it's gone to a really dark blonde. And then I have my white highlights now going over it.
Oh, that sounds like a good dye job. And I also notice in your temple, there's some darker spots.
Yeah, fact is, all of this hair here is new growth.
Oh,
it used to just kind of sit there before, and it's all around the temple. It's all growing in. And if you could see closely, you'll see all kinds of darker hair.
And what color are you naturally? A blonde?
Probably a dark blonde.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
it's been years. I have to admit, I did the bottle stuff when I was younger.
Hey, so do I, and I'm proud of it. I have no qualms with that. I don't do the Botox or any of that, but I definitely color my hair.
Oh, yes.
But I can see it's coming back darker. My hair girl doesn't want to admit it, but I can see it's coming back. So.
Oh yeah, there's a crown all the way. It started from the bottom, it's gone up, and now it ends right about in here. So this is still all white and pink scalp, but I know it's filling in.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned earlier a few times about what's coming, the Q-arc, and we get to have a healthy 30-year-old body and wisdom and experience to apply with that new life. What are you most excited about?
You know, that's a really good question. I love the do-over. I just love that term because for me, it really is going to be a do-over. Mm-hmm. I had a rough life when I was growing up. Didn't make the best choices. And so, you know, I'm paying the price now for some of that. And I look forward to just being able to not have to work 40, 50 years like I did in the past and going out and enjoying life. I'm new to to Love One Society and the whole RV thing. So I'm doing a whole lot of research, and I'm watching a whole lot of videos and reading a whole lot of stuff on the website. So, you know, for me, I don't have a vision yet of what I would do if I had a lot of money, but I've always kind of been philanthropic. I've always helped people that needed help. That's just my nature. And so I'm a giver. And I know that if that's given to me, I'm going to give it back out.
Nice. And their programs, Ron's programs are so simple to apply. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. It's a whole different world that we're coming into.
Oh, it can't happen fast enough. You know, right now, I feel like we're just in the thick of things, and it's going to be nice to get on the other side.
I agree with you there. Yeah, I have been doing research since the 2020 election. At that point, I went from a sheep to open my eyes really wide to what's been going on in this world. And so it's a whole learning process for me. It's a big learning curve.
Yeah, me too. My awakening began with COVID. So that's when I was like, this just doesn't smell right to me. So yeah, but everybody's on their own journey. But what are you going to do for you, Roxanne? What excites you? Like what lights you up?
Well, I want to travel a little bit. I can't wait to go to Italy. The other thing that I'm hoping will come through, I've been reading about where we're going to get, I guess, knowledge. I don't know if it's downloaded, but a way to learn faster, quicker, get it in the brain type of thing. And I love to do things with my hands. So building, if you can believe it, I want to build. I want to take things and repurpose. When we moved here in Idaho, it was just 1.5 acres of ground. We had the house built, and then we decided that we wanted to do all the landscaping and everything ourselves. So I bought myself a skid steer, and I'm an expert skid steer driver now, but it got everything done around here.
Fun. Yeah. My grandma used to drive a forklift, and she did that until she retired, like whatever age that goes, but that was pretty fun.
It's easy. Yeah.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. Well, that's awesome that you want to build things and that you want to be involved in humanitarian projects. I think you're surrounded by people with that vision. So it's good company, you know?
Definitely. And I can learn a lot from everyone that's in the Zoom meetings on Mondays and Thursdays. And then I'm at the Q&A, and I'm at the, volunteer calls. So I listen and I read on Telegram, very, very involved.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good. Well, Roxanne, you're amazing and beautiful. What would you like to say in closing?
Oh, geez. I'm just so grateful for finding QHS, for seeing Cynthia on a random podcast for some, digital currency type of thing. And then to find her and QHS and Dr. A and you, Tracy, because you're a great asset for this organization. It's just exciting. Everyone I see, when they ask about this, because it's around my neck 24/7, except when I shower. And so it opens the conversation, and I just talk to them about the organization and what's going on and trying to get them involved. And I'm hoping that people will take me up on that. I've got a home healing system coming at some point in time, and then I can share that with my neighborhood, because most of us are retired Californians.
Oh, you're from California originally?
Yes.
What part?
Santa Rosa.
Oh, okay. I know where that is. Russian River area.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've been there a few times. That's nice. Yeah. Awesome. Well, will you come back and do part 2 post QArc?
I would love to.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to having you back. And I just want to thank you, Roxanne, for coming and sharing your amazing story. You have so many improvements. I love hearing good news. So
thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thank you for making this QHS project fly. This valorous admin team, thank you. The Key community welcomes you. Thank you for making your home QHS healthy and happy. Thank you for helping us place QH centers all around the world. Together, hand in hand, we make miracles happen. QuantumHealingSystems.org. Thank you.